It's a new season, a new manager, and there's a new sense of belief on Leith as league football returns to Easter Road ahead of the 2022-23 campaign. Welcome to the pre-match build-up here on Hibs TV. We'll be here for every home league game, bringing you exclusive interviews, special guests and match analysis. And what a game we have in store for you today. Lee Johnson's side come into this one fresh, full of optimism after a fantastic win on the opening day of the season. This one's going to be fiery, it's going to be full of passion, it's going to be loud here inside Easter Road, and hopefully we'll have some more moments like this.
Certainly is good football, even shot, there it is! Oh, what a start for Hibs! Don't believe it! Is this the end of the game? It is! 3-0 Hibs! He has the smile the size of the Leith Dogs. That's what it means to the Hibs fans. Across the face of the goal. Soze!
Twisting, turning, lovely 1-2! That is absolutely wonderful from Russell Latterby. 6 of the best for Hibs. He's been just stunning. Well, we may have known that. Norman. Forward to De La Cruz. What a start! 36 seconds. Hibs are ahead. And they don't come much more memorable than that. Stephen Dobby himself. Plays it in front of Garry O'Connor. O'Connor has surely won the Edinburgh. What do you do with it? Going on the outside. Oh, magnificent! Well, it's trying to keep up. It's Michael Stewart who continues it. And Samama, surely, yes! Classy finish from Samama, and Hibs take it in.
I'm delighted to be joined by Hibs women's captain Joelle Murray once again, and I'm also joined today by a man who needs no introduction whatsoever and has a history of scoring in the Edinburgh derby. Yes, of course, it is Garry O'Connor. Garry, how are you?
I'm good, yeah, looking forward to today.
Absolutely. Now, Edinburgh derby moments, you've scored a hatful. Just tell us what that feeling is like when you're scoring a game like this.
The one that sticks in my mind is obviously the first goal I scored against Hearts was, we were down to 10 men. Hearts were on a great run. I think they were top of the table under George Burley. We were down to 10 men. I think Grant Bremner got sent off. I scored in the 91st minute, and then basically, it kind of knocked Hearts off their pedestal a little bit, and we kind of kicked on then, and we were quite a young team as well, so, and to get your first goal against Hearts at such a young age, it was just, celebrating with the fans, you never lose that feeling when you come back to the club, and hopefully some player can do that today.
Does anything beat that moment?
When you score against Hearts, and you're a boyhood Hibs fan, You know, it's just it's a dream come true. It's one of the things in football which you know, as you're a kid playing in the park, and then you come and you sign for Hibs, and I broke through really early, you know, and then obviously got my chance and took it, and then you know, to score against Hearts, it's one of the best feelings in the world, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that we have to talk about firstly today is Martin Boyle and his return to Hibernian FC. Joelle, how big of a boost is Martin coming back to Hibs?
It's a massive boost. I think it's the signing we all wanted to see this summer, and all credit to Ben Kinsella and obviously Ron Gordon as well for bringing the star man home.
Yeah, absolutely. And Garry is an attacking player and attacking options for this season. He'll provide so much quality, won't he, in that final third?
Yeah. Hopefully he hits the ground running. You know, Martin's a fantastic player, fantastic professional. You know, and we're lucky to have him back at the club. And as I said, bringing, you know, I think there was Aberdeen and Celtic. You know, a lot of clubs interested in him, and you know, that doesn't surprise me. That shows you how good a player he is. And you know, hopefully, you know, he's maybe about 4 or 5 weeks away. You know, with pre-season, don't think he's had a pre-season, so you know, it's great to have him back and have him paraded around the pitch at the beginning of the game, get the fans up for the game, and get behind the team, and you know, hopefully that gives the players on the pitch that wee bit extra boost.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll have a special moment in the crowd as well when he gets paraded round. Imagine what that would feel like, being brought out onto the pitch, a sold out Easter Road, as loud as it's going to be 15 minutes before the game. Yeah,
it would be fantastic, honestly. You know, it's going to be a full house here, and as I say, you know, the fans will be buzzing, and you know, if we can get the fans buzzing the whole game, start off the game at a high tempo, you know, because derby games are really physical, you know, put a few hard challenges in, you know, get on the front foot, and you know, take it fair, and hopefully we can go and get the win.
Yeah, and Joelle, obviously the business in January when Martin left, he left it on a cliffhanger, didn't he, and said, well, I'll see you all again soon. But also the business behind that, by Ben Kinsella leaving that clause in that if Martin was to return to Scotland, then Hibs would have the first say. It's good business, that, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and that just shows, like you said, how good a businessman Ben is, because I think there was, like Garry said, there was a lot of clubs interested, but for Martin there was probably no place like home here at Easter Road. And I think when the opportunity came about to come back to Scotland, there was no decision for him. I think Hibs was always going to be the place he wanted to come back to and play his football.
Yeah, not only his football ability, but he's a fantastic character to add into that dressing room as well, isn't he?
Absolutely, and you need those types of players. You can see after the announcement, you've got Joe Newell, you've got Ryan Porteous, you've got multiple other players showing their appreciation on social media. And like you said, when Martin left, we didn't lose a footballer, we lost a character around the club, and it's just great to have his personality back as well as his playing ability.
Absolutely, and there's been a ton of transfers, Garry, this window, players coming into the club, and we saw some of them shine in the opening day, didn't we? Marijan Cabrera, one of them. Eli Yuan was obviously playing in that one. Jair Tavares, who's unavailable today through suspension, but you can start to see the squad build almost coming together.
Yeah, and I think it's a transition period. You know, I think the fans have to be patient with Lee. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. You know, I think we've signed about 12 players.
Yeah.
So you know, that team has to knit together. It's not going to happen, like as I said, overnight. You know, it's going to happen in a period of time for the players to understand each other's game, understand each other's movements on the pitch, and you know, you're talking 2-3 months for that transition. Plus, you add in the foreign players as well, what can't really speak the language, and you know, stuff like that. You know, and it's going to take time, but I think the club have done really well in recruiting and business terms, and try to rebuild the squad. It's a strong squad, it's a big squad for the season. We're going to need every single player, and you know, it starts today. You know, it's a derby game, and I'm sure Lee and Jamie and obviously they'll have them up for the game. You know, they've played in Edinburgh derbies themselves, so Basically, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be a battle out there, and whoever wins that battle wins the game. And I think we've done really good business, and that's credit to upstairs and to the gaffer as well. And hopefully we can start today. But as I said, it is going to be a long process where the team starts to gel together a little bit.
Absolutely, and there were early signs of those shoots coming through in the squad on the opening day of the season as we beat St Johnstone. It was a tough game, it took us a little while, but Josh Campbell got there in the end and sealed all 3 points. Let's check out the highlights. Well, we're just watching the highlights there. Joelle, what did you make of that match?
I think it was a dominant display from us, but I think what was important and what I liked about that was the perseverance, the persistence and the patience to go from the very first whistle to the very last, and I'm delighted for Josh to get his goal at the tail end of the game.
Yeah, who impressed you there, Garry?
As Joelle says, the resilience, we kept on going, we kept on trying to be positive, we kept on going to the last minute of the game. We showed the character. They went down to 10 men. There was only going to be one winner. The goal was eventually coming. They were packed in their box, and they're a tough team to break down, St Johnstone, and they're a very hard physical team to play against. So thankfully, I'm delighted for Josh Campbell to go on and come on as a sub and get the winner. He's a great lad, great professional, got on really well with him, and it was massive at the beginning of the season to start off with a win for the staff and for the players and for the confidence going into the derby. With 3 points, and then let's hopefully make it 6 points today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Joelle, just players that stood out for you: Marianne, Chabraya, Rocky, Bashiri.
Absolutely, I think you can see now Rocky's kind of grown into himself. I think last season he was maybe thrown into a position maybe a bit too early, but he struck up a very good partnership with Ryan. You can see Ryan's experience rubbing off on Rocky. And like you said, Cabrera, absolutely incredible debut for him. A lot of the ball came through him, a lot of the forward passes came through him, whether that's up the line or a reverse pass centrally, and a very impressive display from him and Rocky and the rest of the squad, and hopefully they can build on that today.
Absolutely. Well, we'll go to the commercial break now, but stay with us because there's plenty more coming up in the second half of the programme, including a Hibs Women chat with Joelle, Lee Johnson and much more. We'll see you soon.
Simplexity Travel is made up of some of London's leading bespoke travel managers. Simplexity specialise in luxury travel services for corporate and private clients, groups and individuals who lead busy lives. Simplexity will simplify challenging schedules and complex trip itineraries, ensuring our clients always travel with complete peace of mind and in perfect luxury. Simplexity Travel, making luxury travel simple.
Welcome back to the match build-up as we gear up to the Edinburgh derby against Hearts. Now, as we return, let's get the thoughts of our manager Lee Johnson ahead of this one. Lee, Hearts this weekend, how much have you been looking forward to this one?
Yeah, obviously it's a big one. Looking forward to it. The lads are looking forward to it. Hopefully the fans are too. I'm sure they are. And yeah, big atmospheres, you know, big games. Players have to bring their best when it matters most, and it certainly matters most in this one.
What do you want to see from your players in this one?
I just want to see us play our game extremely well. Any opposition are going to try and disrupt the way you play. Hearts, of course, definitely will, as we will them. But as they cross the white line, you've got to be able to play with that fire in the belly and ice in the head that a derby requires, to not only play with passion, but also control your emotions and execute with a bit of quality.
Yeah, when you have those emotions and the passion in the derby, a sold-out crowd at Easter Road, how do you then control the emotions for some of the players that might not have played in these types of fixtures before?
Yeah, listen, you've got to take yourself through it in the mind's eye. We've worked hard this week in training to allow the players to understand the speed. We've reduced our area sizes so that they've had to think quicker, act quicker in their decision making. And obviously we move onto the big pitch with big atmosphere, big environment, and they've got to make good decisions. But as a player, you'll find your level. Good players make good decisions, and this is where it's a really good test for us on a big match day like Sunday.
I was going to say it's a good test to see how far we've come in such a short space of time.
Yeah, it really is, you know, and the boys should relish it. We shouldn't have any fear of the scenario of the match. We've won the first game of the season, you know, momentum has been good to us this week. There's been a nice vibe around the place, and that's important because, you know, the players understand that we've left no stone unturned in terms of the preparation, and we're looking forward, I think, to what will be a fantastic day. And I think a lot of credit is due to the staff down at Easter Road, you know, maintenance team, the builders, I don't know, ticket people have been hoovering, laying carpets, you know, getting this game ready, getting the corporate boxes ready. And for me, that's what this club's all about, you know, that willingness to pull together, work extra hours, hustle for the greater good of the club. And if we win on Sunday, then certainly I'll be raising a glass to all those workers. Yeah, absolutely. What do you make of Hearts then, as a side? Listen, Hearts are a good side, you know, they've had stability. That they've added, obviously they've used their budget wisely, and they've been able to add through the European placings, and that is part of a successful side, being able to build and add on the back of that. We know that we've got a bit to make up from last season in terms of the statistics and the data, but this is our opportunity to show that, and I'm ready, we're ready, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah, and you're wanting to get one over on your former teammate Robbie Neilson as well. Listen, it's not about me, it's not about him, it's not about our friendship or acquaintancy, if you want to call it that. It's about two very big clubs and an important history, an important rivalry, and it's also the 3 points. Let's not forget that. You know, we want to make sure we continue and back up a very good win against St Johnstone with a good performance and the maximum points. Yeah, I mentioned the sold-out crowd earlier, but tell us the impact that the fans could make in this one in terms of pushing your players on and the team on. I think they know. I think they earned our win with us at St Johnstone as well. And we talked a lot when I came in about the importance of the fans in any performance, particularly at Easter Road. And what a great day to test that ability to fight together, you know, terraces, pitch, you know, like make sure that every ball we battle for, but also show the quality and appreciate the quality when we get into good areas, because you could be frantic sometimes and a busy fool, you know, so we need the class as well as we need the intensity.
Yeah, and just finally, team news update. Obviously, a few of the lads that needed minutes in their legs got that for the development squad game. Will you have anyone back?
Yeah, Paul Hanlon is available, probably a little bit shy of a sort of starting berth, if you like, but certainly his experience around the place will be beneficial. A couple of little knocks, you know, Dimitri Mitchell is not quite there, pulled up with a light hamstring, a bit of more of a cramp than it was a tear, so he'll be out, and obviously we've got a couple of long-term injuries that we're dealing with at the moment. So I think what we've got to do is focus on what we have got and make sure that I'm tactically ready for everything that comes our way, and that the boys are physically and ready, but also full of confidence, because games like this can sap you of confidence very quickly, and it's important that they know that we believe in them.
Yeah, and just finally, it would be remiss of me not to mention Chris Callan and his new contract. How pleased are you that he's put pen to paper on a 3-year deal?
Yeah, absolutely delighted with that. You know, he's player of the season last season. Been so impressed with him, not only on the pitch but in a human level. He's a great lad, and really important sort of cultural fit for us. I think on a football level, I honestly think he's coming into his prime, and I think we can add value to his performances, and he fully deserves the security that he's got.
Absolutely. Lee, good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, there we go. We've just heard from our manager, Lee Johnson. Joelle, he said there that some of the players won't have had an Edinburgh derby experience before, and that could be an advantage to them. They won't get overawed, they get excited and pushed on by the crowd. That could really be a big part for some of those young players.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you see nowadays young players are fearless. They play with no fear, and today I think it'll be good having a mixture of that experience, the players that have played and know what an Edinburgh derby is about, but also, like you said, the younger players, the new players that haven't, and I think having that blend today will really play to our advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gary, the older players, the more experienced in the squad, the likes of Darren McGregor or Paul Hanlon, they'll need to get round some of the young lads though, won't they, just to make sure that they stay level-headed, they don't let the atmosphere become too much, to make sure that they make the right decisions on the pitch.
100%. You know, you look at Paul Hanlon, you look at Daz McGregor, you look at Louis Stevenson, Ryan Porteous. I'm sure they'll be in the dressing room getting the boys up for the game, telling them what the Edinburgh derby's all about, and that experience is stepping out on the pitch. You know, it might overawe a few of the players, you know, who haven't played in these derbies, because if you haven't played in them, you know, they're very tough. Like, so, you know, it could work in an advantage. Hopefully, it does. And as I said, yeah, I'm sure the more experienced boys will go around in the change room and give them me pointers and tips, and hopefully take it on board and take it into the game, and you know, we'll have a cracking afternoon and a good game of football and come away with a win.
Absolutely. Joelle, what do you think the difference will be this afternoon in this game?
I think for me, I mean, Hearts play a 3-4-3, so I think we can truly exploit those areas outside the centre backs. We've got incredible pace up top, we've got fantastic creativity in Ewan Henderson. He's someone that can unlock a defence, so if we can utilise those strengths and nullify Hearts' forward line and attacking attributes, then I think we'll really do well today and come away with the win.
And these games sometimes can turn into fierce battles, basketball matches to an extent. I guess that's where the pace of Eli Yuan or Elias Melkerson can really bear fruit for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a massive pitch out here at Easter Road, and Hearts won't sit in. They will play expansive football. However, with that, they'll leave those areas in behind that Yuan and Melkerson and those deep runs from midfield we can really exploit. So yeah, I truly have a very good positive feeling about today's game.
Yeah, me too. And Gary, obviously we've mentioned the sold out crowd here. Just tell us the impact that the supporters could make on Lee Johnson and his side, and how the 12th man would really help propel us forwards.
Yeah, the 12th man's massive. Obviously with Martin coming back as well and getting paraded around the pitch at the beginning, the start of the game, and the fans will be buzzing when the boys they come out the tunnel. So that'll work in our advantage. And as you all said, we've got loads of pace in our squad, and Hendo as well in midfield. Can unlock the Hearts defence with one pass. So and I think they play quite a high line as well. So that wee ball over the top, and we could eventually get on it. There'll not be a lot of chances in the game, I don't think. So we've got to be critical, and try and take our chances when they come. That's what I've seen against St Johnstone. We had a good few chances, and we missed them basically. But in derby games, chances are very, very limited. So you've got to, when the chance comes around, you've got to end up putting it in the back of your net, or you get punished at the other end. Let's see how it goes. We've got a fantastic squad, and it's a derby game. It's a battle. The first 15 minutes, if we can win that battle, set the tempo, set the tone, and then it calms down a little bit, and you can play your football. And that's what we do. We play football in the right manner, and hopefully we can go on and come out with that win. We're desperate for all these fans to go home happy and not get slated at work on the Monday morning.
Absolutely. And today is also the start of the Hibernian women's campaign too. Obviously, Joelle is with us right now before she shoots off for their game later today. Joelle, Celtic, talk us through how you're feeling ahead of that one.
We're positive. We have a great belief and confidence in the ability within the squad. Similar to Lee's squad, we've had a lot of transition over the summer. So the Celtic game today will be massive. We want to obviously start the season on the front foot with a good performance and 3 points, and hopefully we can do that this afternoon on the back of 3 points here today at Easter Road.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot of transition in the squad, a lot of change as well, obviously with Hibernian women becoming a full-time professional outfit. Just talk us through the changes, the squad, and what the ambitions are this year.
I think the integration into the club was a long time coming. It was a natural next step for us as a club. We've had so much success in the past on a kind of amateur status, so that integration means that we can now be in the building at HTC. It means we've got more contact time with the players get a lot of nutrition, a lot of analysis, and we can really utilise all of the resources up there. So I think those small kind of marginal gains in 1% will transfer onto success onto the pitch.
Absolutely, and last year was a good campaign for you guys. What do you want to do this year? I presume just better that.
Yeah, of course, and it might sound cliche, but I think any team, you always want to better the season before, and last season we finished 4th. We were disappointed with that, so we want to break into the top 3 and secure a European spot. So that's our ambitions, and I truly believe we've got the ability in the squad to achieve that.
Absolutely. Well, there's exciting seasons coming up for Hibernian women and, of course, for the men's team as well. Today will be a big one. Thank you, Garry, Joelle, for joining us, and thank you for watching at home. And hopefully, like Garry says, we'll be giving you the bragging rights come Monday morning.
For over 90 years, the name Sidey has stood for quality. In those 90 years, we've gained the experience that makes us one of Scotland's most trusted home suppliers. In 90 years, we've seen lots of change, but for us, our promise will always remain the same: to help you live warmer, safer, and securely in your home. And just like our products, our commitment to you stands the test of time. It's what we've always done, and it's who we'll always be.
Solicitors are a bit like sheep. We're all pretty similar. It's just that with some, there's a lot more fluff than others. For a full-service solicitor and estate agent without the fluff, keep it simple. Watermans. Straightforward legal advice. See watermans.co.uk. Simple.
I'm getting some work done. Enough of that. I am totally winning! Oh, and relaxing.
Here's your order.
With a coffee, thank you. I love this film. I'm doing all of this on my way to Mum's. Because it's all possible on an LNER train.
Next stop, London.
And I'm almost there.